Hi everyone, it's Mo here and welcome to my FPL channel. And today's video is the best FPL transfers for game week 13. Now, looking at our teams after the international break, we've got injuries. One in particular, Bowen could be out, Mitoma could be out, and there's others. So in this video, I've got 3 solid picks and 1 joker in a pack, just if you fancy being a little bit different to help you get this week's transfers right. Before we jump into the video, I want you to do me a favor. Like and subscribe and share the video with any other FPL managers you think will enjoy this content. I'd really appreciate that. Now on that note, let's get stuck into the video. Let's have a look at the picks. First one is Bowen. Guess what? Loads of us have already owned him this season. Some have still got him. But for those who have already sold him, and have got either Mitoma or got Bowen with potential injury concerns or any other place they want to fill in midfield, look no further than Bowen. Why are we considering him? Well, guess what? I know this week's fixture is not great at all. He's playing Arsenal. 100%, I'm here to tell you it's not great. But if you need to make a move this week and he'll be in your vision for next week, then sometimes you bite the bullet, you bring him in. You never know. You just bring him in against a difficult opposition. But it's a transfer you'd make next week, so why wait a week? You know, there's no point. Bring him in. So he's got Arsenal at home, he's got Luton at home, then he's got Brighton away, and then even after that, it continues. So the fixtures are not bad at all. Very, very good. Then again, he's a pen taker. We know how this season, the penalties, it's an attribute to an FPL asset that we all love. They could be having a horrendous game, boom, cheap penalty, steps up, there's your 10 points right there. Honestly, it's painful, but guess what? It's an ideal asset, and if you can, just have as many penalty takers in your team. Simple as that. He's also got 6 goals and 3 assists in 1,080 minutes, which is a pretty good return considering where Brentford are this season. So he plays up front at times, normally in the difficult fixtures, and in the fixtures they feel comfortable and he plays wide. So minutes are not a concern. He plays practically every minute of every game. So that's a really, really good thing right here, especially coming into this difficult period with a congested Christmas period where there's a lot of games, midweek games. I doubt he'll be rotated. He'll play the majority of the games. Also, a big plus, he could possibly double in game week 20. It might be against City, but it doesn't matter. A double's a double. You know, as FPL managers, we love a double. So that's another little carrot for him right there. So they're 4 nice, easy wins and why I think he's a lovely pick this game week. I'm trying to find a negative, and there is one. He blanks in game week 18. They're meant to play that Manchester City game. Manchester City's playing in, is it the World Club Championship? So there'll be a break there. So you need to have either a bench or have a plan of what you're going to do in that game week, just in case, say you've already got double City, and then you bring in Bowen and whatever you need to think forward. Use a FPL team that will help you plan forward. You can look at your team and see how it shapes up in that blank game week. That will help you, okay? So even with that negative, I still think he's the best transfer this game week. Safe, solid pick, no headaches there. Let's look at the next pick. Next one, I've gone for, he's been in one of these videos earlier on in one of the episodes, game week 8 maybe or something like that, and it's Saliba. Why are we thinking about Saliba now? Well, look at the fixtures. Brentford, Wolves, Luton. That's 2 cleans, I reckon, out of the 3 right there. So that's good. In this season where clean sheets are very, very difficult to come by. And Arsenal are playing, they're pretty good defensively. I think they've only conceded 10 goals this season alongside Liverpool. They're one of the best defense in the Premier League. They don't give up many, many chances. Again, he's assured minutes, so there's no headache of rotation. That's an attribute at the moment which takes a higher weighting. Normally, you might not worry about that too much, but at the moment you should be, because we will see random rotation because there's so many games for these teams in this Christmas period. So when you got someone like him, he's like Arsenal's Van Dijk, just plays every game when fit. So that's a big, big plus right there. Negative, maybe the price. And I'm really scratching the surface here to try find you a negative because there isn't much. He's an excellent pick. But 5.4 million, you could argue if Gabriel was 100% starter and we didn't have the rotation headache, you know, the mad scientist Arteta trying something here, Gabriel would be just as good. You know, you get the clean sheets and possibly some attacking returns in corners once in a while. But of course, it's not simple as that. You don't want the headache of rotation, especially if your bench is not as good. It's not stacked bench, and the next thing you know, Gabriel's just not playing for whatever reason. Saliba, no headache. If you've got the money, he's an easy defender to bring in. And he's my second pick for this game week. third, let's have a look. Oh, look who's here. Palmer. Now, I've been really impressed with this boy. I've got to say, I was on the Juice show last night and we were talking about him, waxing lyrical about him. Why? Because he could have stayed at City, enjoyed the paycheck, enjoyed the trophies, albeit fair play, hardly played any minutes. But no, he decided to leave, come to London, join Chelsea, where there was a big cloud over Chelsea, massive squad, crazy owner, and a new manager. But guess what? He's joined, he's established himself, and he's there on merit. He's been excellent. Like, honestly, it's hard to see how he could be dropped. You know, we need to disregard his price of FPL because he's making a mockery of that. Clearly, no one assumed. He was priced at City, where we all knew he'd get 0 minutes. But at Chelsea, he's become an established player. He's gone straight to taking their penalties. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 600 minutes, basically. I mean, that's a ridiculous return. He's very cheap. He's basically an enabler, but he's delivering at a £7 million midfielders ratio, maybe even more. So look at that. Played 90 minutes in the last 3 games. So the confidence is there. Before then, even then, it was like 80 or 78 minutes. So they were still very, very good. Now, trying to think of some negatives. The fixtures are not ideal for Chelsea. They've got Newcastle, Brighton, and Manchester United. So it's not ideal. They're not horrendous. Manchester United, not exactly firing. Then you've got Brighton, who are struggling. So Newcastle potentially could be the tough fixture. And even Newcastle were on the ropes just before the international break. The other potential issues in Cuckoo. Now, I've just said to you that he looks like he's established himself in the starting 11. But of course, there's always unknowns. And Cuckoo coming back, he's their premium marquee player. Looks like they're going to find a space for him regardless. Who drops out? Jackson or Raheem, who's one of a very senior player there as well. So, and Mudryk, they paid big money, £85 million. What happens there? Clearly the midfield three is not going to be tampered with. It looks like Pox has got hold of something there and it looks like it's working. So you're not going to want to tamper with that. And sometimes the young boy pays the price. You know why? It's easy for the manager to say, look, you just sit down, you'll get your chance again. It does happen. Now, I'm just saying that for me, I wouldn't let that bother me. I think he's an unbelievable enabler. I regret not going him 2 weeks ago. I went Douglas Luiz. Big fail. But obviously, hindsight makes the game look very, very easy. So that's my third pick. So that's my 3 solid picks for you there. I think any of them, if you need a defender, Saliba. If you need a midfielder, you can go in Buemo or Palmer. Both lovely. My 4th pick, something a little bit different. I tried to make it a little bit more spicy, a bit more of a joker in a pack pick. Let's have a look. Who is it? Isaac. Now, he's come into the Premier League and done really, really well. And I'm going to start with one of his negatives. One of the reasons a lot of us have dodged him is mainly because he's injury prone. This guy, he hasn't shown us enough to say that he can stay fit. It was a groin injury. I think he got about 5 weeks ago. Recently, he's been pitching on grass training, looking fitter, and looks like he's going to start against Chelsea. But of course, wait for team news and the press conferences and training photos if you are thinking about buying this differential and getting stuck in real early. Let's look at some of the pluses. He's got 6 goals, 0 assists in just 491 minutes. I mean, that tells you his ratio is devastating. When he plays, he scores, okay? So that's a big plus. Second plus, Wilson, the one who normally scares us because they've got 2 elite strikers, but you don't know which one Eddie Howe's going to play. The rotation just puts you off. Wilson's out at least for 6 weeks. So for this busy Christmas period, Newcastle, you could argue he's going to be their main striker. There's no one else to challenge him. He might have to play at times, of course, whether it's Gordon or someone else to give him some minutes, especially if they're winning, say 2 or 3-0. They might take him off in the 70th minute. But you'd like to think before then he's got you the goal or an assist. Again, he's the 4th highest goal scored Newcastle are. So that tells you their XG, their goal scoring is still there. I did say a minute ago that they've been struggling a little bit with injuries in Champions League football. He's still performing, and Newcastle are still a team that attack and get the goals. Now, when you put that all into perspective, he's an excellent differential, a different pick if you're trying to go very early and be different, because I reckon that once he scores in the next couple of games, people will start jumping on board. Fixtures are not ideal. Chelsea at home, Manchester United at home, Everton away. Now, Everton have picked up recently. We need to see how they react after that points deduction. Do they sulk and get their heads down and, revert back to type? Or do they stand up and use that mentality to think they're not going to bring us down, we're still going to perform? Could be a difficult game. Manchester United playing moments, you don't know what you're going to get with them. And then you've got Chelsea, who I did say are improving, but still blow hot and cold. So Isaac for me, lovely pick, 4th pick. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? What do you think of the 3 picks? What do you think of this Joker pick? Are you considering any of them this game week? Please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. And I will get back to you as well. I hope you enjoyed that. That's my 3 solid picks and 1 Joker in the pack. Let me know if you're considering any of these moves. Let me know. If you put them in the comments, we can discuss this. Or if you've got any other ideas, if there's someone I've missed, someone in particular you think should have been in the video, please put them in the comments. 100% I will reply back to you. I'll reply back to all the comments I get on the videos. And just before you jump off the video, do me a favor, like, subscribe, just in case you haven't done it. I'd really appreciate that. And on that note, I wish you good luck and I'll see you on my next video.